What do you do with your own sense of doubt?
It depends on the issue. If it's for instance, if you're in prep or you're dealing with some issue that doesn't involve being on set with an actor, so the production designer comes to you with some questions that are important questions about, the design aspect of the movie. In that situation, I'm very sensitive of how quickly a production can bottleneck if you're not giving people the information they need to do their jobs. So if they come at me with something and I don't know the answer to it right at that moment, I make a decision about how time sensitive this question is. Because if it's not too time sensitive, I'll say to them, I need to think about that. And if it is time sensitive, I'll give them an answer, knowing very quickly I'll find out if that was the right answer or not. But they need to move. This thing needs to keep going. The worst thing you can have on a production is, like I said, this bottleneck where department heads and people that are trying to do things for you and your project are stuck because you haven't made some decisions. What I do on set when I feel like something's just not coming, it's not alive, I can't seem to find a way into it. It's happened a couple of times. I slow everything down.
Oh, wow.
I send everybody away. It turns out, I think, instead of trying to grind on it, I think it's better to put yourself in a pure creative space where there's no clock, there's no money, there's just you and the thing that you're trying to solve. As I said in the document, usually I have a list of questions to ask myself about why isn't this coming alive? What's wrong? I remember, here's an example of sometimes the problem is the solution. On the last Oceans film, I had a scene in a tunnel of 8 or 9 people standing over a set of blueprints and dialogue sort of all around. So I get everybody on set, they're standing over this table, and I just say, run the scene, just run the scene. So we're running the scene, and I just can't find anything that's worth shooting. Like, I just can't. I've got the viewfinder, I'm just running it over and over again. I look over at Greg Jacobs, who's my producer AD, who knows me very, very well since King of the Hill. And I give him a look, and he immediately says back to me, no, we cannot break for lunch. It's only 10:15. And I go, you know what? Send everybody out. Just send everybody out. I sent everybody away. I'm sitting there looking at this table. And I call the swing gang and I go, will you take this table out of here? It's making me insane. I don't even want to look at this table anymore. Please take it away. So they take it away. And I sit down on the floor where the table was. And I look up and I realize, oh, that's the shot. It's just a series of up angles. And I never cut to the table ever to what they're looking at. I called everybody back in. It took an hour to shoot 3 pages.
Fabulous.
So I just like slow it down. I just slow it down.